Hi guys, there's probably a lot of Ember Spirit being played in your pubs as well as in competitive Dota, and I wanted to talk a little bit about Sleight of Fist. Sleight of Fist, you probably know the basic mechanics of it. It targets a certain area, everything inside the area gets a sword above their head, and you will slight each and every one of those targets until all the targets have been hit, and then you return to your original position, which is this little remnant over here. And it applies an attack on hit, which means that you can Maelstrom proc, you can Battle Fury cleave, you can Scotty slow, Desolator, minus armor. You can do all those to every single target that you hit, which is why Battle Fury is so good. You'll cleave like so many times on these units if you manage to have that item, and everything would die if I had a Battle Fury. But I don't want everything to die because I wanted to show you some other things about Sleight of Fist. If you can actually use items and spells. This is most commonly seen with the Bolus or Searing Chains after the Sleight of Fist combination. The targets are completely random when you cast Sleight of Fist. It doesn't work from like, you know, the topmost target or the top leftmost target and then work its way around the circle. It's just completely random if you want to judge by the axes being hit in this particular scenario. So that means that when you're trying to time your Fist Bolus combo, sometimes you can wait until some units are dead, but for the most part, you just make sure you cast it during the Sleight because there usually won't be this many targets for you to hit. So you can also pick up items during it, which is actually pretty useful, most notably for Aegis stacks. So there goes my Blink Dagger. And another point of note is that if you actually use an item that displaces you during the Sleight, you will still return to your original position. So I'm going to use Blink Dagger, blink over here, and I'm still going to return to my original position. So I blinked, it's on refresh, but you can kind of see me blink over there, and I will still end up at this position. And you can actually cast other spells too. I can like BOTs out, and then after it finishes, I'll go home. But you can, if there are too many targets, you'll actually return to where you, where the remnant was. I think I might need a little bit more. Okay. So you'll see me go home, and then it'll immediately bring me back to my remnant because there were too many targets, and that's kind of like 15 targets, I would say, probably a little bit more to take into account you double pressing the Boots of Travel. And the only way to actually stop the Sleight of Fist mid Sleight of Fist is to use your Remnant. So, you know, there's a lot of targets that probably take me 4 seconds to hit, and then I can actually Remnant and stop it immediately. And that's the only way to stop the Sleight of Fist prematurely, barring your targets dying, because you can't actually get hit during the Sleight. You're invulnerable during this whole entire thing, meaning that you'll dodge projectiles, you won't take damage over time ticks, and so on and so forth. So that's a lot about the Sleight of Fist. I actually had to do some research into this mechanic because it's such a difficult spell to utilize properly. Also, it has 0 cast time, which is extremely useful if you're trying to dodge stuff. You still have to turn, so if I want to sleight these guys, I have to turn and then cast it, but you actually don't have to turn to use items while you're in the Sleight, so that's kind of cool. So some tips for Ember Spirit. Hopefully you can use this hero to his full extent. He's a really fun hero if you haven't tried him out, and a very, very, very high skill cap, probably, which is why a lot of the good professional teams favor this hero. Actually, most of them favor them. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. See you guys soon.